This is Let's Talk AI. I'm Hewie Poplock. This is our monthly meeting. We do this the fourth Friday of every month, 1 p.m. Eastern time, depending upon what time zone you're in, what time it is. And we're glad you're here. We do record these, so they are available on YouTube. And I do have a newsletter that I send out to everybody who is signed up to receive the link for the meeting. I hope that all of you get something out of this. I make some uh, plans, but it's not an agenda. I have some things to maybe start off discussions, and then we let the discussion go where it be. This is called Let's Talk AI, not Huey's Teaching AI. And we'll go from there. So let me get started with something I did this month that I enjoyed doing, and I've gotten a lot of play from my Facebook world. I saw this, and then there was another one. I thought, yeah, that was this one I liked better. Yeah, there we go. This one. And I said, boy, I want to have that with me sleeping. And so it did give the prompt, but when I did it, and there I am, it looks like I'm a little bit short. But I still had a lot of fun with this, and I'm glad I did it. But it's not something that I would probably use except for some fun things. But it's sometimes you can use a prompt and you'll get what you want. Other times you won't. Okay, something I talked about in the newsletter is the fact that I have. Let's find this one. I have taken all of the videos that I marked for save for later since the last meeting and made a list of them. And I've posted that list on the web page, which is huey.net/AI news. Instead of putting each one as a picture, and which was laborious, I've been able to get ChatGPT, which I got to do it in chunks because then it really, otherwise it just doesn't do what I want. And even then it doesn't. But I give it the title and I give it the URL, uh, and then I tell it to give me a list with the title, the URL, and do a description in 2 sentences. And sometimes one time it gave me the same 10, 50 times, or not 50 times, but the same 10, 5 times. And other times it didn't do things right. So I had to correct it. So I spent a lot of time doing that. But when I finished with it all, I said to ChatGPT, give me, so I can do this next time easily, give me a prompt. And so I'll have to check that next month and see if that's going to work. But the point I want to make is use whatever service you're using, whether it be ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot or something, use it to help you create the prompt to get what you want to get. It kind of explain what you're trying to do, and it may make it a lot easier for you. But anyway, there were some really good videos here. And by all means, please look at this and go through these. If you're not going to, let me know. I ended up spending a lot of time putting it together. And if you're not going to use it, I'd rather not do it. But if it makes some use, and there's 50 some odd titles and videos here. Yeah, just right at 50 now. There were a lot more, but I also uh, mark some that have nothing to do with AI for my own purposes, and I had to pull them out, and then some just weren't worth putting in here. But Google's AI Studio in 22 minutes. This is too good. Sora, uh, Infinite AI Video, best 3D model generator, and so on. And then it gives you a couple of sentences about each of these. So look through it. Find something you want to try. Just click on the link and it'll take you to the video. And I think, go ahead, Drew.
Oh yeah, just want to let you know Joe has his hand raised.
Okay, Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, you had mentioned about having AI create a prompt for you. One of the things that I've found is I do a lot of the text to image stuff, and
Hmm.
sometimes I'll find an image that I really like, and I'd like to have, try and make something like that in a text to image. And I can play around with the text to image over and over and over again, trying to get it. Or what I do is what you did with the prompt. I take the image, I show it to either ChatGPT or to Gemini, and I say, describe this image, create a viable prompt for a text to image AI system, and it creates the prompt for that. And usually it's very wordy. It's frequently over 100 words. But I take that and put that into the text to image, and it does a really fine job of coming up with a good prompt for the image that you're looking for.
Yeah, and there's also some AI tools out there that
Yeah,
will you show them a
yeah,
picture and then ask it to create a prompt for it, and it
yeah. I
will
use
do
that
that.
too. Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes they're not very good. Sometimes you get a good response.
yeah.
Any other comments on that? Okay, so please do use that list and let me know if you find one you really liked or one that gave you a lot of good information. So we can go from there and then I can look into it more and maybe talk about it and have a discussion with it. Now, the next thing that I want to show you is, let's
Huey, I have a
see.
question.
Sure, go ahead.
Did you put that
Hey,
in chat? Did you
what's
put
that?
the file in chat?
That file I just showed you?
Yeah.
Hewie.net/AI dash news.
Okay.
And it's right there for download.
Okay. Because I
And you
logged on
can,
a few minutes late, so I didn't know if you put it in chat.
yeah. So you can share that with anybody.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, let me go ahead and I'm going to share anyway. So let me go back and share and close this. And I guess I'll close this. And here, go to Hewie.net, come up here to AI News, and it's right here.
Okay. Thank you.
Did I post it? Yeah, it's right. Yeah, that's it. No, let's see. This is last month's April. Where did May's go? You know what? It may have got not got. I will get it up there. I thought I did, and I probably didn't tell it to publish. So I will do it. It will be here. And what I wanted to show you though was, um, let's see, what was in the newsletter was this. Bring it over. Yeah, you're going to see a picture like that, and you'll be able to click it. But I wanted to,
Julie,
yeah,
I'm looking for your newsletter, but what is the name of your newsletter?
let's talk AI.
Okay. Oh, okay, fine. I thought you were talking about something else. Thank you.
Yeah. And then tips and tricks, Chat GPT. If you click on that, it's a video. And I was hoping that if I got it out early enough, you would have had time to watch it. It's not a long video, but it talks about, let's see, let me find the article, tips and tricks right here. Um, Here's the information on it with the link, but also there's a summary. Video presents a practical tips and tricks to enhance the quality of responses when using ChatGPT
Hmm.
and so on. So it gives you some hints on putting together some really good prompts, and you can use these with any of the chat programs, whether you use Gemini or you use Copilot. Pretty much most of them will work on all of them. Some you have to add more things or some just won't use some of those. But tailor prompts by specifying the intended audience for clearer, more accessible answers. If you're doing it, let's say for your user group, you might want to say for seniors, or you might want to say it for 12-year-olds. Or if your group is really at the beginning stage, for 5-year-olds. And it will create the article aiming to that age level, so it will describe things so they understand them. So it's really good to put in your prompt. I do it specifically as seniors a lot, but sometimes it presumes the seniors know more than they do, but it does aim it to somebody who is not really familiar and didn't grow up with the technology.
Thank you.
Upload
Great.
PDFs or files for ChatGPT to summarize and simplify. So if I went to here, and this is ChatGPT, you see the plus here, it says add photos and files. If I do this, I can either add a photo or a file. I can connect to Microsoft OneDrive or to Google Drive, and then click on what I want to have it use. And I frequently do that with a picture, and then say, do the same thing, but use my face, and then upload a picture with my face, and it will do that. So that's, whoops, I hit the wrong button.
And Joe has his hand up.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah. I tried to use that video. I clicked on it and it took me to an article on a totally different topic.
And then I sent you a note saying thank you, and I fixed it, and I sent out a second newsletter.
All right. Sorry about that. I didn't get that
No,
yet.
no, I appreciate you reading the newsletter, number one, and number two, seeing the mistake and letting me know. And so I fixed it, and then sent instead of just telling everybody there was a fix, I just resent the newsletter within the title. It said fixed link.
Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Thank you.
It should have got there a little after midnight Eastern time.
Okay.
And let's see, and then the third one here is change GPT's tone and style to mimic famous authors. In other words, in the style of Mark Twain, or in the style of Shakespeare, something like that. And so if you're writing something, you can put what kind of a tone or what kind of a style you want it to be. Provide detailed director style prompts to improve AI generated images and quality accuracy. So you want to give it some specifics, exactly what you're looking for. If you're not sure, then say kind of what you're thinking, and then go and after it does it, then say, no, I'd rather have it with this, and it'll redo it. Use output length and paragraph restrictions. Get concise, focused responses, like I did for the list of all the videos. I said, give me 2 sentences to describe it. Other times I said, when I'm doing it for other purposes, I'll say, give me a paragraph as a summary, or give me 2 paragraphs, or I want a 10-minute video. Give me a script or the material to create a 10-minute video. And so put time limits in there. Output length, that's okay. And then organize and categorize large lists. One of the things I did is I'd like to do demonstrations of, let's say, Excel. Well, and I'm going to have names and addresses and email addresses and phone numbers in the example. And I certainly don't want to use anything I have with real information. So I asked one of the chatbots, create a spreadsheet for me with all of these with 20 different names that are not real. And it gave me the whole spreadsheet with all fake names and addresses and phone numbers and so on. So you can have it do it and just tell it to make it a spreadsheet, and it will do that. And then go ahead, Drew.
Steve Parker has his hand raised.
Okay, Steve?
Yeah, if you asked it to do it in the style of an author, how far off from the general famous could you be like, is it likely to not
For fertilizer.
style if you pick somebody that wasn't famous?
Uh, if it does, just ask it to be a little bit better at it or to be more specific
I was just
sometimes.
wondering
Yeah,
if you asked it for an author it didn't know or didn't recognize, would it come up and say that, or would it just make something up anyway?
I don't know. I'll let you try it.
I think you'll get a mixture.
Yeah, yeah, it'll probably
Give
hallucinate
it some
somewhat.
samples of that author's writing. Tell it to go out and read this, this, and this. It'll go out and read it, and then tell it you want that back in the same style. You know, like tell it that you want it to read these short stories
Oh, okay.
if it doesn't
Have
know
you
that author.
tried that, or did you just think that up?
Um, I've done it with some images, with the image to text and artist, and it does a fair job. It's not great, but it's fair.
Okay, and then the final one on this list is access integrated clutter-free web search in real time for prompt research within ChatGPT Plus. So that's that article, and it goes on and it kind of explains all of those. Uh, let's see if there's anything here. No, so that was that article, and let me stop the share. And okay, let's see where this takes us. Uh, what did you, what have some of you done for prompts, or are you still struggling for it, with it? Let us know, and we'll give you some more hints. I've got some more things here that I'm going to demonstrate if we need to, or talk about anyway.
Hey Huey, this is Andy.
Sure, Andy.
Not for the prompts, but just for fun, kind of like the image that you showed at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
I can put in the chat here this so I have a dog that's she has really pointed ears, and so I thought she kind of looked like Anubis. And so I had ChatGPT, I uploaded a picture of her and then had it modify it to kind of look like that. Um, so that should be going up to the chat.
Okay, and let me share my screen. Doo, doo, doo. And that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I just gave it a fairly brief description, told it to change the background and make it look, kind of subtly like Anubis. And so it did that. And just as a comparison, by the way, the I had Gemini do it also, but in this case, Chat GPT's was far, far better than Gemini's was. But
Yeah, it depends on how long ago. Gemini just released, and I guess in the last week, some updates, and some of their graphics are supposed to be as good as ChatGPT now. So,
oh, well, I just did it like 3 days ago. Yeah.
okay, well, then it may be. And I have found that too, where I do something in ChatGPT, Gemini does it better, or Copilot just totally screwed it up, that sort of thing. They're not
Mhm.
consistent. So having access to all of them sometimes is a good thing, and then try different ones, and then pick the one you want to use.
Mhm.
Any other comments?
Yeah, that's a
Okay, let
question
me,
that's a question you couldn't really put to AI. To ask AI which one does the best job.
no, but it may ask you or why you think it does. So, yeah. Okay, and then let's see. Oh, well, I'll do this first, and then we'll come back to the other thing here. Here it is. So let me share my screen and bring this up. Now, this was a posting on uh, Facebook, and then each of the prompts were comments, and so I had to go in with it was easier to do it with Photoshop Elements, and I edited it so it's only whoops, so it's only showing there we go. It's only showing the prompt itself. It's not Okay, there we go. All right. So study smarter with ChatGPT. Again, these are prompts to learn faster and retain more, but you can do this. This is with ChatGPT, but you can use these same ideas with any of the ones that you use. So 5, simulate a teaching session. And again, this is what I talked about. Act as a student, learning partner, and have me teach you whatever the topic is. And then ask questions if you're learning it for the first time, challenging my understanding along the way. So you can ask it a question about a particular topic and then ask questions about the results that you get. Test my understanding. Darn it. Test my understanding. Act as a quiz master and generate a quiz with 5 multiple choice or 10 multiple choice and open-ended questions on a particular topic. And then after I answer, provide explanations for each correct response. So you can quiz yourself, or you can go if you're helping your grandkids with questions from their homework. Now you can put it in and have ChatGPT create some questions to quiz them on it and see if they know it. So you don't have to learn algebra all over again. You can have AI do it for you to give them questions and explain why. Create a personalized study plan. Act as a learning coach and create a daily or a weekly study plan to master a particular subject. Include key topics, recommend study techniques, and time allocations based on so many hours a week. Number 2, explain like I'm 5. This again, act as a patient teacher and explain a particular topic in the simplest way possible, as if you're teaching a 5-year-old. Use analogies and simple language to make it easy to grasp. And so that's another way of asking it to explain it at a certain grade level or an age level. Is there's some more things that you can put in that to make that understand what you're trying to do. Let's see, I made that full screen and I don't want to do that because I want to move it out of the way. I've got something on my screen from Zoom that's blocking the last one. Summarize complex topics. Act as a subject matter expert. This is what you're typing in. And summarize whatever the topic is in simple terms. Use real world examples. Break it down step by step for easy understanding. So if you're having trouble figuring out what kind of a prompt do I want to have, here's some help to get started. And with that, let's go ahead.
Hey,
And
this is
Steve, your
Andy.
hand is up.
Yeah, it should be
Okay.
patient with a small p, right? It should be a verb rather than a noun in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy?
So I just give an example of creating a lesson plan that I'm having a do for me right now in chat is that so I speak Korean. I'm about at an intermediate level that I learned when I was in the Army, and so I have it helping me advance those language skills. And so yeah, it's pretty sophisticated as far as putting together lesson plans and tests and stuff like that. So one thing you might be able to do without having to pay for one of those courses or something, but
Do you find that the translations are pretty accurate?
they're perfect. Yeah.
Is it, if you don't know the language, you can't really check on it. Carl,
Right.
you have your hand up.
Yeah, I'm getting confused with Gemini. I use it primarily because it's on my phone. It's also on my computer too, laptop. I can't find what I researched in the past, and it's not clear to me where it's located. It does have on my screen the last search I made, which was the purpose of a cookie in a computer, but I don't know how to. No, in fact, I want to step one step further back. A few weeks ago, Google or Gemini came up with different versions of Gemini, and I remember there were like 3 different choices, and I think I changed whatever the original default was, so I don't recognize my screen anymore. This is my screen, and I cannot find. If I click on the C up on the right-hand corner, it'll take me to Google search. But this was one of the searches that I made about cookies. And then at the bottom, then I have here, I can do a couple options. I have either do research or I can't read the other one backwards. It's
Canvas.
Canvas, yeah. So I'm trying to find where, oops, I gotta go back to it.
Okay, well, let's see if anybody can answer it for you because I don't use AI on my phone. I do it pretty much uh, on my desktop. So, is there anyone who's used to using Gemini on their phone and have an answer for Carl? George, Bill?
I just went into Gemini having on my iPhone, and you have a down caret selection of what language model you want to use, and they have 2.5 Flash, 2.5 Pro, personalization. So you have a choice of language models within Gemini to use.
Yeah, I don't have that down arrow. There's my, trying to do partial screen so you could read it. But I
Do you
have
see at the top? Do you see at the top? There's a caret going to the
Carl, I would
side.
suggest you click on the back arrow.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. That'll give me the it's telling me that's where thank you. That's where I made my choices. I have what's called Flash version on there now. And but I'm still wondering, where do I find the things that I researched before? It's apparent it's a rhetorical question. I don't necessarily
Okay,
have to
Carl.
have an answer.
Carl,
Yeah.
the chat box in the upper left corner, if you click on that, it will show you your previous searches.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I didn't know how to get to that screen. I didn't do that back arrow. You're right. There's the list of my previous
Yeah.
searches.
Yeah. So we
Very
found
good.
it for you. Good.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. It's
Okay.
the simplest things can be a brick wall.
Yeah, and usually there's some kind of an arrow, a button, something. You need to click it to find out what it's going to show you. And sometimes it has nothing to do with what you want. Sometimes it gives you the answer. Let's go ahead and I'm going to share my screen again. And I'm going to bring up chat. Well, let me do it this way. Oh, I'm going to bring up my browser and you'll see as it's coming up here, I have Claude, Perplexity, Gemini, and then a couple other things. And then on my taskbar, I have ChatGPT and Copilot. So I have all of them available to me to do whatever I want. So let's go to Perplexity because I'm not sure on this one. Let's see here. It says home. There's a plus to for a new thread and list the okay. So there's my library, and that's all the things that I've asked it. So
Can
it's
you
called
try
library, and it's
Can you try the voice on that one? Because I've got it on my iPhone, and when I use the voice on Perplexity, it comes up with responses that are far better than Siri or Amazon or any of the others.
yeah. I don't know whether I can do that with Zoom in the back, taking over my microphone, so I don't really want to try it
Yeah.
and
Okay.
screw things up. But yeah, I don't know. But again,
Would it actually work any better on an iPhone than it does on an Android phone, or should it
well,
be,
I
be
have no
exactly the
idea.
same? Yeah.
And you know what I do in that case? I go into one of them or both of them or each of them and ask it, are you better than the other or which of the two, and don't say you or it, just say what's the difference between Perplexity and ChatGPT as far as voice responses and questions. So use it to answer your questions.
Yeah.
Um, I mentioned, I think it was on our Thursday Tech for Seniors show. The other night, a lot of times I have the TV on in bed and I go to sleep with it on, sometimes not. Well, I fell asleep and it must have said something that woke my phone up. It probably, because it's "Hey G" is the wake up. And then all of a sudden I'm hearing my phone going on and on and on with an answer. And I mean, it probably went on for 5 minutes at least. And the TV started it. And I've also had, of course, Miss A. People mention her name on TV, and sometimes it makes her go off, and other times it doesn't. And I don't know if there's a trick to that or what, but yeah, you got to be careful with that. I wish they'd come up with more names that we could use for those to make it so it's we've got more protection. Okay, so there's Perplexity, there's Gemini, and if you use the desktop on Gemini, uh, you have all of the items that you've done on the left, and you can collapse that menu so it doesn't show, or you can open it, and then you can see that I use an air fryer, and I just want to sometimes how long do I cook it or what temperature, and I just type in what I'm doing, and it tells me. Uh, AI dangers and opportunities, alligator and crocodile. Oh, I know. I had dinner, and if you are on my uh, Facebook page, we had a place called Linger Lodge here locally, and they have a great big alligator on the wall. And you can buy alligator meat ground and burger. You can have it in pieces fried. They feature alligator. And some say, well, what's the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? So what I did is alligator versus crocodile images, and it's not going to bring them up. Oh yeah, here they are. Here we go. And it showed me the difference between the two. And then it went on and explained that the snout shape, the alligators have a broad U-shaped snout and crocodiles have a narrower V-shaped snout. So if you're going to get bit by one, you might as well know what it is.
Yeah, I did that with a question on the Parthenon or the Pantheon, and it came up with the wrong answer. It had Parthenon labeled as both of them, and it was clearly two different images.
Yeah. And then like somebody mentioned under Gemini, I've got there's 2.5 Flash, which is new, 2.5 Pro. And it tells you fast all-around help, reasoning, math, and code, and then personalization preview based on your search history. So it remembers what you've used to search. And then if you want to upgrade to Google AI Pro, you click there and it will upgrade you. I don't pay for Gemini, so that's why it gives me that. Uh, and then let's see, this is a list of tools that I use. And then Claude, they just came out with a new version yesterday. Now, I haven't even tried it, as you can see, but here are all the ones. Here are all my past lookups in Claude, and I can go back to any of them. Video summary requests, and so this is where I looked at a video and I said, "Give me a summary of it," and here's what I got. So you know, it doesn't matter which one of these you use, you can you can use any of the different ones. And then let's see, this one is the free plan. I can upgrade, and then here Google Sonnet 4, Opus 4 is the other choice, and then there's other ones. These are pro versions, which means they're paid for. Uh, and then with the let's go ahead, close that, and open up ChatGPT. I'm full screen. Let me make it smaller here. So you can see here up at the top, ChatGPT 4.0, o 03, o 04 mini, o 04 mini high, and buy and so on. And then it talks about 4.5, 4.1, and 4.1 mini. And I am doing a video that I'll be showing Monday on Tech for Senior on what the differences of those are. So, and it's only about 5 or 6 minutes. I haven't posted it on my YouTube channel yet, but I will. But anyway, you can do that. And then again, as I said, here you can add a photo, and then there's tools, and I'm not sure, create an image, search in the web. So if you want to just search the web for what you're looking for, you can do that. Or if you want to write or code something and then run deep research, which takes much longer, but it will look and find more information than if you just ask it a question. So let's go ahead and stop the share and see what conversations we get. Carl, your hand is up.
Yeah, you were in Gemini and you were on 2.5 Flash, and I clicked on it. And what I wanted to ask you, maybe you don't have to open it up, but you have 2.5 Flash, you have 2.5 Pro, and then you have personalization based on your search history. And now there's another one that's called Gemini. I didn't check on the whole thing. It looks like it advanced and it's an upgrade.
Well, upgrade means you got to pay for it, and same with the Pro, you got to pay for.
Oh, okay. All right. But the one that was interesting, it said personalization based on your search history.
Right. It goes back and looks at what you've searched for using Gemini, not the other ones, I don't think.
Okay, well, thanks, Mike, for encouraging me to hit that back cursor, because that's a common cursor, going back, which usually means leave the application or something. So I didn't do it, but thanks for Mike's suggestion.
Okay. Anybody else? Any comments, questions? Come on, this is a discussion, guys and girls. Let's see. What else? Oh, I know. The other thing was, whoops, I brought it up and I'm not sharing. So I got to close it because I can't get to the share button. Share and share. Okay. And what is this? There we go. And this is going to be the cover sheet for this meeting. AI cheat sheets. I've got over 200 of them now, and I made a collage of them. And so what I want to show you is, let's see, here's one of them. I'm seeing a lot of these on Facebook, and I'm saving them and putting them in one place and I'm saving them as JPEGs, which most of them are. And some of them are really small. This one is almost full size at 100%, 98%. But some of them, let's see if I can find another one here. These are something else. Let's see, is this another one? Yeah, this is another one, prompt ideas. This is only 59%. If I get it up to their 65%, 71, 76, 86, 95. So you can see that some of them are really big, and yet some of them are really small. So I've had to play with some of them. But what I want to show you is, let's see. Let me find it on the page. It's going to be a doc file, I believe. I hope I got it in this page. ChatGPT. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. I found this article. Resources available. Each one of these is a link to one of those type cheat sheets. And each one's a link. So it'll take you to that cheat sheet.
Hewie,
So,
would it be possible for you to either zip those cheat sheets and make them available on your website, or include this document you're showing now?
I'm going to give you this document. I'm going to do it through the chat. I don't know, some of those, I don't know whether I have the right to distribute them. I have the right to save them because I can see them on the screen, but I don't know whether
Okay,
I
no.
can. So that's the reason I'm not doing that. But
Okay, that's
here's
fine.
here's 100 good ones. But let's see here. Free alternatives to paid tools. So I'm going to click this and see what we get. And there we go. And actually, what it takes you to all of them are in that sheet. So there's 62
Yep.
free alternatives to paid AI tools. Here's another one, 7 powerful prompts for marketing. How to use ChatGPT for learning. So yeah, I guess it's doing that. I'm not sure. This is a doc file. Uh, I probably ought to make it a PDF to make it easier for you. But let's see. It's this one. How big is it? Whether I can. Well, let me just try to do it. Uh, is there anyone that can't read a doc file? Okay, I'm not hearing anybody. So let's go ahead and I'm going to stop the share. And then I'm going to open up the chat box. Should be open. Just hid.
When you
Chat.
say doc file, you mean like Microsoft Doc?
It's a Word doc, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I am going to, let's see, uh, file. Yeah, there's file
Yeah,
and
file,
Dropbox.
and then navigate to the
Yeah, your computer, and then I got to remember. Oh, it's on the desktop. Right, well, I'm in there as well. So it's called cheat sheets. Am I in the right place? No, that's the board of directors. Okay, and
I don't know if it's just me, but I hear a strange sound in your background. It's sounds like
it's
a
not me because I'm hearing it too, but it's a fan, somebody's fan, probably a
Yeah,
ceiling fan.
could be
oh.
Capers. Kept showing up as his background.
Well, yeah, I'm hearing it. Okay, we're cheat resources. Here it is. Well, let's see if it's going to go. Yeah, it's only 20K. I guess when you click on it, it opens up a file somewhere and you'll see them all. If someone can't read it, let me know and I'll save it as a PDF and resend it.
My
Huey,
other,
Did you put it in chat? I don't see it.
I
Yeah,
don't see
nothing
it
came
either.
through.
Give it a couple of minutes. It's not small, but let's see. I did put it there. Oh, I did the same thing the other day. I got to hit the little arrow.
That's right.
Carl, I got to hit the little arrow.
Okay.
There you go.
It's just an observation, not a criticism.
Oh, okay. We all do it, Carl.
Thank you. Very good.
All right. Any other
one
comments or
other question
questions?
I have
Sure.
is I'm always on the lookout for an AI tool for retouching photographs. And I wonder if somebody's got one that, like, just to improve the lighting, sharpen it up, take a picture that's just so and make it a
Yeah.
little brighter.
Oh, check out Topaz Labs. Best one
Okay,
I've seen
thanks.
so far.
Topaz is not free though, correct?
Yeah, they do. They have they're like all of them. They start off free and they have a paid version as well.
Okay, because Topaz Labs, Topaz is actually an add-on for Photoshop, and it's any of the add-ons that they sell are fairly expensive. I I went to a Photoshop. Can you hear my phone ringing, or is Chris doing its job?
No,
Anyone
it's working.
hearing? Good. Okay, so Chris was doing its job because it's like that far from me, where the phone is and the microphone, and you're not hearing it. So something called Crisp is what I use to do that
Wow, that's
for the
pretty good.
microphone. Yeah, because if you've ever heard my phone, it's loud. Anyway, where was I going? I lost track here.
Topaz Labs.
Oh, Topaz
Okay.
Labs. I went to a Photoshop show when I lived in Orlando, lots of those kind of things. And I went to their booth and I asked, and I got a free copy. And so I used it for quite a while. And
You
so
get
I
a
got
free
to know what
copy
it
of
was,
Photoshop.
but that was 20 years ago. So I'm sure I don't even have it and it wouldn't work now anyway. But Diane, your phone, your hand is up on your iPhone.
Yeah. Huh. Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Okay, I was in the car and sorry, I had to use my phone, but I do have a question. Are you familiar with Scribe? When I say that, do you know what I mean?
Slide, Slide.
No, Scribe, Scribe.
Spide.
Scribe.
It's a program for the Apple.
Oh, no,
No,
then
it's Scribe.
oh, Scribe. I've seen
Yeah.
ads for it. I think I've looked at it. I don't use it. It wasn't something that I probably could use or would use, but I've seen a lot of ads for it. I've seen reviews of it out there. I haven't read them, but I think it's quite well received, if that's
Well,
what you're asking.
yeah, I was watching a tutorial about it. I wanted to use it to, you can use it for a variety of things. I wanted to use it to create sets of instructions, and it records your actions and your images. And it showed how, like, if you want to go into Chat GPT and say, give me an outline for doing something, then you move it over to Scribe and edit it, and then it'll record all of your actions. It's a lot easier and faster than typing up instructions. At least
Yeah.
that's how I was looking at it.
Okay, there's also one called Guide, Guidde. And
Okay.
what it does is as you're doing things on your screen, every time you hit enter, it creates a slide and an indicator where you're clicking. And so it'll make a series of slides so that you can use it as a tutorial.
So, like a slideshow.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. That's guide. Okay.
yeah,
That's a good idea too.
Guidde. So take a look at that as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? At one time, I used a program, it was called Uncrop. It was an AI tool. Uncrop means you'd have a picture of something and you wanted it wider instead of, stretching it. So what it would do is it would create the spaces on both sides of it or all around it, either one, but on both sides of it. And then it would fill it in something to match what you've got on the screen. And it worked great. And then it wasn't available for a while. Now I think it's back available, but it's not free. And so I've been looking for other things in other terms, and I hadn't thought about talking about this, so I got to go out and I may not be able to find it. But there's some other words that I could use when I look for a tool other than uncropped. Let's see if I can find that.
I think
Um,
Photoshop does that. I think they call it
yeah,
contact.
I'm sure. I'm quite sure it does. I use Photoshop Elements, and I think I tried it with it, and it kind of filled it in with design or something, it just to make the picture bigger. It didn't do exactly what I wanted. And I closed something and I shouldn't have. Uh, anyway, I can't find it quickly, but
I
there's some
found
other
it.
terms.
Huey, I found it. I think
Okay.
I Googled it. It says uncrop.org. Uncropped
That's,
images with natural fitting outpainted contact for free. And then it says upload image.
yeah, and there's some other terms, and that's what I was looking for
Oh,
that you
okay.
can search for besides uncropped. There are other programs that will make the pictures bigger and it will uncrop them and so on. So there are
Oh,
tools
I
to do
see
a
that.
lot of different things.
AI.
Yeah.
There's one of them. Okay.
Okay, Steve, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to let Mike know that I put in the chat the link that I've got to the Topaz Labs.
Great, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, so everyone, if you want to grab that, you might want to. Sally Ann, you have your hand up.
Mute. Yes, I want to remind everyone that in Windows 10 and Windows 11, the built-in Photos program has some very basic editing tools that come free with your version of Windows 10 or Windows 11. And sometimes those tools are just all you need to fix the particular photograph that you're working with.
Thank you. Carl?
Yeah, I wanted to tell Steve, I clicked on his link and I couldn't get in. I did it 4 times to verify I'm a human. And I would click on it and it said waiting and waiting, but I never could get in.
Yeah, you just
That's
have
right.
to create an account first, and then it lets you download it. You know, it doesn't cost anything.
But sometimes those verifies don't work real well too.
It
Sometimes you
was-
got to just keep trying and try a different time, and sometimes it'll figure it out. There's a couple now that they do a circle. Let's see, I forgot what it does. It just does it over and over again. This thing verifying, verifying, and then it'll give you a check mark if it verifies. But if it doesn't, it puts, I think, a red X or something. Couldn't verify. So I do it again. And sometimes I do it 10 or 12 times. And sometimes it finally kicks in. So some of
Yeah,
these,
it would come up with a checkbox. First, it said verifying the connection.
yeah.
And then it came with a checkbox and I checked it and then
Yeah,
it started
just-
all
just-
over. I did it
yeah,
3 times.
well, you try it
Gave
later and don't give up.
Yeah, it does work.
the
It just
co-
takes a bit of
I had a
persistence.
comment on the photo editing tools. Is that tool come up when you select a picture and it comes up in that automatically?
Which
I
one you
assume?
talking about?
Well, someone said that there's good photo editing tools in Windows 10 and 11. My question is, are those tools available as soon as you open up any, picture,
I think she mentioned Paint, which is part of
Well, I
Windows,
didn't
and just
know.
open.
That's my point. Where are those
Yeah.
tools available, I guess?
They are
Well, open
available.
up,
Just
just open up Paint and they'll be there.
it's actually not Paint. When you open up an image, there's some menu choices at the top, and you can go into editing.
Okay. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, that's what I was
Yeah.
driving.
And I
It's
did
automatic, it's
mine.
automatic in a way. Okay.
I did that too, and I did it in Designer. That's part of Windows.
Okay,
Thank
and
you.
then let me share again. This does take a few minutes, so hopefully it will be able to do it. But I'm going to open up ChatGPT, and I am going to say, give me an image of
So do we
The-
know who has a
the fan-
fan
the
going in
fan
the
is
background
back.
again? Yeah.
The fan noise is back. Whoever opened up their audio.
Okay. Anyway, it's cooling us all off, so that's good. So this does take a while, but what it's doing is, I said, give me an image of seniors talking about AI. It's all I said. And this is why I like ChatGPT, although it does take a few minutes. And then you'll see there it goes. And then it takes a while and then it's going to scroll down the screen. So if you're creating a video to demonstrate this, what you want to do is stop your recording while it's waiting here. Since I can't do that because we're live, we'll just let it go and continue to talk while we're doing it. Now, once we get the picture, if we want something changed, we just say, well, change this or change that, or make the letters bigger, or make them smaller, or make it photos instead of a cartoon, or make it a cartoon instead of photos. And it remembers what it just did, and it improves on it. And so you might have several versions of that same image. And so here we come, and it's going to still take a minute or several seconds anyway for it to come down the screen. So you'll get to see what it looks like. So this is why I like ChatGPT, because 4.0, and that's the letter O, not a zero, 4.0, and it's now in the free version as well as the paid version, although I do have the paid version.
Does the O stand for anything?
Yeah, Omni.
Hmm.
Didn't think I'd have an answer to that, did you?
No, we didn't.
Huey, one of the things I've been playing around the last couple of days, and since you're creating an image right now, is different styles. And I've just recently started using ChatGPT again with the image generation. But styles is great because there are so many different styles you can use. And I'm going to put a chart that I got last night about the different styles that you can try to play around with.
Talking about writing styles or
Styles for
drawings?
images.
Oh,
Image styles.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
styles.
here's what we got. So from that, but we can say now, make it in the make it in the Homer Simpson style. So JJ, what are some styles just off the top of your head if you can remember some?
Just a sec, bring it up so I can see it in large.
Did you put it
I
in the
know I
chat
was
box?
playing around. It wouldn't do Disney. Well, actually, Microsoft Copilot will not create any Disney styles. I had a problem creating a Looney Tune styles, but there are tons of them out there. For example, one of the nice one here again is 3D animation and just 3D cartoons. You can go into Archie and Archer. I like creating the characters for sure. I've done that quite a bit. Then you get the DreamWorks, Family Guy, Impressionist, Legos, Looney Tunes, Nickelodeon, all the different types like Muppets. You can create a Muppet style, puppets, Snoopy, realistic, uh, Scooby-Doo, Simpsons, South Park. But these are cartoon styles. But here again, there are other various styles that you can use, basically to add like to the photo you just created. This tell it created in certain style, which you just did.
Yeah, so I asked to do it in Homer Simpson style, and it gave me the same thing,
Yep.
but with characters from the cartoons. So you can make it any kind of style that you want. You can have it say, well, instead of AI, say hello or whatever you want. You can keep changing that, and it will work. Uh, let's see, there was something you said triggered an idea in my mind, and now it's gone. Um, uh,
Well, when
I
I
don't
first
remember.
started
Oh,
playing
I know.
around
You
creating
mentioned
images,
Legos. You mentioned Legos, and I saw a video just last night. If you take a box of Legos, assorted Legos, and dump them on the floor, and take a picture of them with your phone, and then feed it into whatever program they were talking about, it will figure out all of the different parts that are there and give you diagrams of what you can use those particular ones to create an item.
Seriously? Wow.
Yes. I just was amazed when I saw that. I didn't put it down because I didn't think it was anything I'd ever talk about. So I should have, but if I see it again, I'll make a note of it and then add it to my list. But
Is that
yeah,
called
just
Lego AI?
I don't I have no recollection of what it was. Uh, but so let me go ahead and
Can
stop the
that
share.
image be saved outside of ChatGPT?
The one that I just did, yes. Let's go back to sharing my screen.
You
We're
don't have
here
to
at
do
the
it. I'm
end.
just curious if it
No,
can.
no, yeah, yeah. Right here, there's a download.
Okay,
I hit
thank you.
download, and there it is on my machine. And when I open it, there it is.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. So any of these that you develop, you can download and use. And then you can bring them into your Photoshop or whatever program you use, and you can make your own changes to it if you want as well. And I've done that.
Yeah, I can see that for a happy birthday greeting to someone.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that sort of thing too. Yeah.
I got a question. JJ, what is that image that you posted in chat?
It's the image of all the different styles that I found the other day. These are cartoon styles, but you can, like Hewie just created this picture, and he changed it to what Homer Simpson style, and that's basically what you do is you can create a picture or whatever you want to, and then change it to different types of styles.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
well,
say,
That list basically is for cartoons, but there are hundreds of other styles that you can use. When I first started playing around with text to images, and I realized that a lot of these styles were basically based on different types of photography styles.
okay, I wanted to save it, but I didn't know what to call it besides, well, it had images, but I
Cartoon
didn't.
style, just styles, cartoon
Okay.
styles, or just styles.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Diane, your hand is still up. Is it something else or okay? You don't have anything? All right. Walter, final comment.
I just got about a dozen videos that were taken on my first birthday, my first Christmas. A lot of the stuff is faded out, but other parts are fairly good. But whoever was taking the video was jerking the camera around, so it wasn't very smooth. Is there some type of program that could run those through and have them smooth them out?
There are several
I
programs out there for upscaling.
What was
yeah.
that?
Who commented?
I did. I said there's several programs out there for upscaling. I do a lot of upscaling in Leonardo that I use for upscaling.
Does it do video now too?
I haven't played around with video.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's upscaling is what you want to call it. And
Well, there is
just do it so
there is one that Jim and Chris did on stabilization, because I remember they were walking through a park and Chris had it jerk it around deliberately, and then she ran it through. I don't remember what the program was, but probably find it by looking through their videos, and it stabilized the image. I think that's closer to what he was asking about.
and that would be Geeks on Tours
Yeah.
website.
Okay.
So one of those Topaz Labs applications does the upscaling as well.
Yeah, but you'd have to do it one frame at a time, though. It'd take a while for a video.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, folks. Thank you very much for joining us today. This has been Let's Talk AI, part of the Sarasota Technology User Group. This is the May 2025 meeting. We're glad everybody was here, and I hope you enjoy the recording or you have learned something from our program. And I'm Hewie Poplock. We'll see you next month.
I'm experimenting with the Google AI, and I came up with something that is easy to do and is quite interesting. Could I share my screen?
Yeah, this is not being recorded.
Okay. So if you go to Gemini, when you can drag things into Gemini, you can work on text, you can have background information fed into your chat, but you can also use Google's information. For example, if you type, I'm just typing the @ sign. That's all I'm doing is doing the @ sign.
Does that tell you? Huh?
And this all pops up. And in my case, I'm going to look at Google Calendar because I use Calendar quite frequently. Now it's reading my Google Calendar, and I'm going to give it a question. Display items from 3 days ago. Now it knows who I am. It's reading my calendar, which might be a little disturbing to you. not my calendar, but the fact that Google reads your calendar. So now it's displaying to me my items from May 20th. And I can manipulate this like you manipulate anything in a prompt. I could make a table out of it. I could summarize it. I can do this. I can do that. But the main item here is that you have this this @ prompt, and you can choose which one of these Google items that you use. It's interesting to do things with YouTube. You can find YouTube videos if you can create, creative prompts. Google Docs, Google Drive, it'll look on your computer and take things that are on your computer and feed them into a prompt.
Bill,
And all you have to do is type @
Bill, that's great information. The thing I use is the plus sign because it'll take me to the gallery on my phone, which is all the pictures and screenshots. So if you just click on the plus sign, you'll get 5 different drives. You'll get your drive, your files, and camera and gallery. And I use it to access pictures of my gallery. So the plus I knew about. Thank you for the @ sign.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good tip. I have not been familiar with that, and there are some things that I think I might be able to use that for. So thank you. Okay, with that, folks, thank you. Feel free to drop me a note if you find something really interesting that I might be able to delve into a little bit and talk about next time, or just delve into it and learn myself. Appreciate you coming aboard and for everybody's input. It's been a good show today, and I hope you got something out of it. I learned things, and hopefully each of you did. All right, folks, thank you. I'm going to end the meeting.
Thanks.